Hello everybody, how are you? I'm Fotini. I'm talking to you from Athens, Greece. I am a self-knowledge consultant, esoteric astrologer. I'm an activator of higher consciousness. I am carrying the energies of the High Priestess. And this is a video with a message from Mary Magdalene for the upcoming pink moon that in the axis of Libra Aquarius. Many of you might not know that Magdalene was a very good astrologer too. Astrology is a prerequisite, was a prerequisite, and still is for the high priestesses, especially the ones that were initiated in the temples of Isis. It's very important, and it was very important at those times, to know the stargates and to know the planetary movements, because at that time the interdimensional movements were very easy. The message for this upcoming full moon, and has to do with the energies of Venus, because it's the ruler of the moon, being in Libra, and Venus is in the other sign of her rulership, Taurus, since yesterday, is about the divine feminines, or the feminines in general. The majority of the feminine energy on the planet is still under fear. Can not discern and cannot speak. But the most important thing is that the feminine, who is the first that awakens in this process of the expansion of consciousness, still sustain the old structures, still sustain the old wounded masculine. And it's doing that because the wounded feminine within them is still afraid of being alone and is still codependent. I went through this difficult transit 4 years ago, when I was going through a very tough cycle period, when I felt unsupported, totally unsupported from the masculine energy, partly because I was cleaning a very deep feminine wound within the ancestral line of my own family, but also because I was raised and born in the most patriarchal country of the world, which is Greece. And at that time, Mary came and she helped me see where I was codependent and how. And she explained to me, she made me see how the feminine feels the abandonment from the masculine, but it was an echo of the old energies, the echo of the traumas that the feminine had suffered through aeons. So in different times, not now. Because right now, the feminines are very much capable of standing on their own 2 feet and create true loving bonds and not wounded trauma bonds with the masculine. And in that way, they don't only hurt themselves, but also they allow, through their submission, for the old structures to remain. Because the feminines are supposed to move first, not the masculines. The masculines are rewired to the matrix. The feminine is the spiritual part of the soul that first awakened through intuition. Another part of this wounded aspect of the feminine is that they haven't still opened their throat chakra. And the throat chakra has to do with two currents of energy. The one is when we speak about our healing abilities, when we are talking about spirituality, when we are talking about the occult or the mystics. But the main part of us, the other current, is speaking words of wisdom, which is part of the Sophia aspect, but it's also part of the masculine. And we must own our own masculine energy within, and this masculine energy must be expressed through the language, not of logic, but the language of wisdom. And in order to do that, because this is the Virgo aspect, this is the Isis aspect within us, the feminine must have united within their throat both the feminine and the masculine. And I will explain what I mean here, because it must be clear so that you can understand. When the feminines are talking only about what we can do best, provide healing, provide comfort, provide new techniques, it's fine. We are in our own territory. And we are transmitting a message that is going to other feminines. But the point is not that. The point is, this is stepping in. The point is not only that. The point is that our logos, our speech, must reach also the masculine, so that we can awake something within them, so that they come to us, not in a submissive way, but in their power, without being afraid of owning their power, their sacred power, and also without being afraid of our own power as feminines. You see, the masculine is only comfortable when we are either in the role of doing our own things in a condescended way, they feel comfortable with that, or they feel that we are needing them. Or, of course, the worst part of the patriarchy is when they have dominion over us. Neither of these options are valid. The sacred masculine must stand beside us as an equal. This is Libra. When we own all our power, when we are whole, when we are talking their own language too, but without trying to persuade them. You see, for eons, but lately I hear that very much, Women are saying, I want to admire my masculine. Guess what? The masculine must admire us also. For the same reason. The masculines are doing one thing when they reach a certain point. They are in love with us, but they are at the same time intimidating with that, with our wholeness. And that is still a rift between inside their consciousness, because they are still in the state of fear of the feminine. This is not how it works. And I am seeing very many feminines who are surrendering their Sophia logos, if they have catch with it, because the majority haven't yet. They are speaking with low voice. They are not speaking words of wisdom. This phrase keeps coming from Sophia. And so the masculine don't truly hear us. They sense our absence from their lives, but this is not from a position of acknowledgement. This is coming from a position of their own loneliness and their own feeling alone without us. Again, the point here is for the feminines to step up and speak, but not shout, not talk only about the occult, but talk also about the structures, talk also about what it's needed to be done, and not treat the masculine as if they are above or that they are in need of them. The equal partnership is based on both energies and genders accepting the importance of both of them being in their utmost expression and power, and understanding that they are doing their part best because they feel that we are the energies that must be preserved on the planet. They know that through their hearts, and so that they support us. And on the other hand, we are offering freely our love, not our submission. Both energies must come to a place of no fear of the other. This is the Libra full moon. There is love between these two energies. There is great love that has been targeted because it doesn't suit the energies as they are right now on the planet. And so whenever a power couple is coming together, the grids treat them as a threat, but also they are not feeling safe within themselves to be in union. And that's a very delicate part that I wanted to mention with this full moon. 3 years ago, I channeled the code 13. You can find that in my offerings, in the community board, or in other videos, uploaded videos. And it is the sign, it is the code of the new template of relationship. It's 1212, and there is one element above, and it is the Sophia, the words of wisdom that are spoken in the hearts of both so that they can come together. This is the message that she wanted to bring today. She came this morning looking at me in his beautiful red dress, and I'm glad that I transmitted that. Let's have a beautiful month. It is a very powerful month, very powerful. But we will talk about that in another video. For now, let's have a beautiful pink full moon. Bye for now.